We are back with another episode of Pure Perspectives. I hope everybody's having a great week. Before we get started, some housekeeping. Smash that like button. I think that's the new trend that the kids are saying now. Smash it. Smash the like button. Give us a subscribe. And a huge thank you for all the comments on all our social, all the interaction we've been generating. It certainly makes this more fun. So thanks to everybody that's been engaging. We are going to talk about homeowner privacy. There's been some stuff in the news that, well, I think we'll hear from Gary as this has been going on for quite some time. So why don't we start with what has been going on in the news with respect to homeowner privacy, Gary?
Got it. So what it boils down to is the protection of your personal information, your data. When you fill out essentially any kind of loan application, right? For the most part, we're going to talk about mortgage in this case. And so what happens is you go through the mortgage application, you fill it out, and your loan officer goes through, pulls your credit. At the time that your credit gets pulled, we use a tri-merge, for this, and it's Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. And then we get all your information, and then we get to look at it and see kind of where you are from a credit perspective. Well, in a weird twist, the credit bureaus have the ability to sell that data, your data. Okay. So you fill it out. This is kind of what's going to happen. You fill out your application, and within about 24 hours, your phone proceeds to melt with lenders that you didn't interact with, getting your information and calling you, trying to get you to engage in a loan. So it's a frustrating thing from our perspective, because other lenders do buy these leads. They sell them they're very inexpensive. They sell them to multiple lenders. And then our consumers call us and say, hey, why'd you sell my information? Well, we didn't sell your information, and we protect it. And with all the, reasonable technology tools that we have
required to have.
And so you get this like barrage of phone calls, text messages, and it's an awful experience.
And they'll sell it multiple times.
Yeah.
I've had customers reach out and go, I've received 18 calls in the last 15 minutes. Somebody pitching me a mortgage. How do I make it stop? So we're referring to are called triggered leads. This is a term that you'll see in the news recently. And let's talk about kind of what has been proposed in front of the House and the Senate, where that stands. And then let's talk about, as we wait for resolution there, what can you do today to eliminate this? Because and as Gary mentioned, this is not a positive experience for us, for the potential borrower. I mean, it is surprising in this day and age that it's allowed to take place. So why don't we talk about kind of what's been proposed and where it stands?
So there's been multiple bills that have gone through, attempted to go through both the House and the Senate, and either one gets killed in a standalone situation, or it gets wrapped up into a bigger bill that doesn't make it through the House and the Senate. This bill is actually, this Homeowners Privacy Act bill has made it through both the Senate and the House. All that's left is the signature of the president. So once the president, and there is no indication that he's not going to sign this bill, but we need that signature to
make it real.
Put it into, to make it real. So once that happens, that will eliminate the bureaus from being able to then sell your data, right? And that it'll take, from what I've read, once the bill's signed, it'll be about 180 days. So about 6 months for it to kind of the spigot to turn off.
Yep.
But to your point earlier, how can you help prevent that? So if you're at any point thinking about going through the mortgage process, and we send this out to all of our clients and let them know, hey, it takes about 3 to 5 days, but there's a website called optoutprescreen.com, and we'll drop that link below. You can check it out, and it'll take you off. It'll put you essentially on a do not call list for 5 years is how that works. So in the meantime, up until we get the signature and then this bill actually put into law and into effect, we need to kind of try to mitigate as much as we can and protect your information as much as possible. So optoutprescreen.com. I've done it. I've had hundreds of clients do it. Yeah, I actually had a guy a couple weeks ago, and he sent me a screenshot of his phone, and he goes, "I wish I would have listened to you and filled out that form."
Yeah.
I mean, it was like rapid fire phone calls, text messages. It was insane. Definitely do that. It's just a terrible experience.
So what we're talking about is the Home Buyers Privacy Protection Act, HR 2808, if you want to look in the news and see what's going on. Yeah, so basically, as Gary mentioned, the process is you fill out an application with us, we review the application, we proactively reach out and just say, hey, it's time to pull your credit, right? And we get the verbal or written authorization to do so. Gary's mentioned is this opt-out method. We want to get ahead of that. 5 business days, I think is what they say. Get ahead of that before we pull credit so that your phone doesn't melt when we hit. It literally is when we hit get credit in our system. As soon as the results come in, our phones start ringing, right? The customer's phone starts ringing. And it's just such a frustrating process because we have no idea who these lenders are, what they're pitching. They have no idea of like, they haven't had any conversations with the borrower on what they really need. They're literally just grasping at straws and trying to catch you at a weak point to convince you that their solution's the best. It's a pretty shady practice. I hope we get the signature, and I hope it takes less than 180 days for this to go away. But as Gary mentioned, the good news is there's a way to get out of it now. So we highly recommend taking that action.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, we'll keep you posted. Obviously, we'll share a video if this thing passes and we get a clearer understanding on timing. But yeah, get out there, make sure you're filled out that form if you're thinking about going through the process. And as always, we appreciate you tuning in for this information. And again, thanks for all the engagement. We really, really appreciate it. And Gary, thanks always for the wisdom. We'll see you again on the next episode.